Um, Good afternoon. This presentation will be in English language. My name is Natalia Kudela. I'm very sorry for my voice. I got ill. That's why this presentation might be a bit shorter than usually. But I will anyway try to answer all your questions at the end. So I will start now. Just one second. Okay, so this will be the content for today's presentation. We will talk about the location, about the university and its programs, about our English-speaking programs, how to get to the university, about some financial aspects, about some organizational issues, and at the end about perspective after the studies. So first of all, it is important to know where the university is situated. It is situated in two different towns or cities, in Würzburg and in Schweinfurt. Both towns are located in Bavaria, in the northern part of it. It is south of Germany, but actually it is quite in the middle, so it's not that far away from Frankfurt or from Nuremberg. So it's it is very convenient to live in this place because students can travel a lot because the airports are very close. And the distance between Würzburg and Schweinfurt is about 40 kilometers. But don't worry, if you study in one city, you don't have to go to another one and vice versa. Now I will tell you quickly about the difference between these cities because the difference is very big. First of all, Würzburg. It is located on the banks of the river Main. The population is about 113,000, and it's a city of students because in this city we have 3 different universities, and I'm representing one of its universities. It is very young city. We have a lot of tourists here, so it's very touristic. We have a lot of places of interest. On the picture you see our famous bridge. We also have Würzburg residence, very nice place, and a very old Marienberg fortress. Schweinfurt is totally different place. It is also situated on the banks of the river Main. The population is much smaller. It is the half of Würzburg's population, and it is not touristic place at all. It is an industrial town, but it's a good thing because students can find a lot of jobs here, and the job opportunities, especially for engineering, are really great. At the end, I will tell you more about it. So we have a lot of industrial companies here, and that's why it is interesting from this point of view. Some facts and figures about the university. As I said, there are 2 campuses in Würzburg and in Schweinfurt. We have more than 50 programs in 10 faculties. We have 8 research institutes. So if you would like to go into research, you might be occupied in one of our research institutes. We have 210 professors, more than 9,000 students, and many of them are international students. They are from around 100 different countries of the world. So our university is really a very, very international university. This amount of students allows us to say that we are one of the largest universities of applied sciences in Bavaria. Of course, we have state accreditation because it's a state university, so the diplomas are internationally recognized. And usually it takes 3.5 years to get a bachelor degree because you study 3 years, 6 semesters, and 1 semester you have to spend in a company because it will be your internship. So it's not an option, it is obligatory to do 1 internship. So I don't want to tell you much details about the history. Like many years ago, it was a polytechnical school, and then it developed to the university, and last year it was renamed. Previously it was Fachhochschule, and now it is Technical University. That's why the name is now THWS. So basically we offer 5 fields of studies: design, social sciences, business and economics, languages, and technical computer science and engineering programs. Now you see more in details which programs in German language we offer. So you see these 5 fields. So a lot of technical programs, a lot of IT as well. Then design 2 programs, architecture and communication design, social sector, language, and some like economy study programs, so which might be interesting for you. The newest one is business analytics. And next year we will also offer, I don't remember the exact name, but it will be something like wine and tourism or hotel business or restaurant business, something like this. It will be a new program and it will start next year. These are our master programs in German language. So more or less the same as bachelor, but the amount of programs is a bit less. All the programs, of course, you can find on our website. And here are our English taught programs. So we have now a lot of bachelor English programs. They are all free of charge, so students do not have to pay tuition fees. All tuition fees are paid by German government. So on a bachelor level, we offer business and engineering, international management, logistics, mechatronics, robotics, applied mathematics. It's a new program. It started this year, and also a new program, applied polymer engineering, started also this year for the first time. And we expect next year mechanical engineering, so it didn't start yet. On a master level, we have business and engineering and artificial intelligence, international social work with refugees and migrants, very popular program now, you know the reasons. Managing global dynamics, and 2 MBA programs. MBA programs are always not free of charge programs because the government doesn't pay for them. All other programs are free of charge for students. So I'd like to tell you some details about twin programs. We call them twin programs because, like, all these programs which are offered in English language, we offer them in German language as well. And we call them twin programs because they are offered in English and in German. And the good thing about these twin programs that you can choose the language of instruction. Let's say now you don't speak any German, but you speak English. So you can enter one of these programs, you can start your education in this program in English language, and then you can learn German, for example, at the university, parallel to your studies. And then as soon as you reach B2 level of German, you can switch to the same program, but in German language of education. And then you can mix the languages. For example, you take, I don't know, 5 courses in English, 2 courses in German. The next semester you do more German program than English, or as you wish. So it's up to you. You don't have to change the program. You don't have to do anything. You can choose the language of education. And if you will, for example, do approximately half of the program in English and half of the program in German, in this case, you will get not only your bachelor degree certificate, but also an additional twin certificate, which will show that you studied in international environment and that you speak both languages on a professional level. So you know the terminology. And this additional certificate is, of course, very valued by companies. That's why it might be one of your advantages as well. But if you want to complete your program completely in English, it's up to you. You have this opportunity as well. So it is just an option. Like you see now which study courses are offered in Schweinfurt, like the majority of them, and only 2 programs are offered in Würzburg, International Management and Applied Polymer Engineering. And on the right side on the picture, you see like semesters, 7 semesters, and the languages, how you can mix and choose like the language you prefer. So some words about the cost of education. As I said, all our programs are free of charge, except MBA programs, because for MBA, the government doesn't pay. And there is registration fee. In Würzburg, it is around 130 euros, and in Schweinfurt, it is around 112 euros per semester, not per month, per semester. In this cost, the ticket is included, so you can use any transportation in the city for free. And you might know that transportation is very expensive in Germany. Yesterday I took tram and it cost me 3.10 euro just to use one tram in one direction. So students have this big privilege not to pay for transportation. Let's talk about admission requirements. So the requirements, I can tell that like there are some general requirements and then requirements depending on a study program. So general requirements are you have to leave your 11th grade of school and get the certificate. And then additionally, you need 1 year of higher education in your country, or you have to complete Studienkolleg. In Bavaria, there are only 2 Studienkollegs, in Munich and in Coburg. Since we are University of Applied Sciences, you have to go to a university, Coburg, to complete their Studienkolleg. If you will be interested in one of our programs and you need Studienkolleg, you can write me an email, and then I will help you to, I will give you a letter which is required anyway by Studienkolleg Coburg, because they require either a certificate from UniAssist, but in this case you will pay 75 euros and wait for it, or you can write me an email and I will do it for you for free. You have just to write me an email and tell me about your plans, like which program you're interested at our university and that you're interested to go to a Studienkolleg and you need information, and I will send you a very detailed plan, what you have to do and when and so on. So for you, the whole process will be clear how to get to Studienkolleg Coburg. Besides, you need to prove, if you want to study in German language, you have to prove your knowledge of German. It must be at least level B2, so it must be a Test DAF 3 certificate or DSH1 or Deutsches Sprachdiplom, or you can also complete our intensive course, which is usually online, and it is usually in August. It starts in August and ends in September. So if, for example, next year you will reach B1 level by July, for example, then you can apply for our German intensive course, and then you can reach B2 level within August and September. And if you will pass the exam at the end, you will get your B2 certificate and you can start your education on the 1st of October. But I also must admit that it is officially required B2 level, but it's not enough. It depends on the program, of course. Maybe for IT or for engineering courses, it will be enough. But if you would like to study something like economics or social work or something, then B2 will be not sufficient, or you will have much more difficulties to compete with other students. Besides, there are some programs which require an additional pre-study internship. So these programs are architecture, civil engineering, plastics and rubber engineering, and social work. On the website, you can get more information what exactly you have to do in this pre-study internship. And there are 2 study programs where also you have to pass the entrance exam. So these programs are architecture and communication design, because these programs are more creative and you have to prove that you have these abilities. For all other programs, there are no exams. You just have to upload the documents. So now we talk about admission requirements for English taught programs. So it's the same. You have to have school leaving certificate, 1 year of education in the same direction which you choose in Germany, or Studienkolleg in Coburg, for example, or you can also study at any other Studienkolleg if it's a state Studienkolleg. Then you have to prove your English knowledge. It must be the same level B2. You can, the easiest test is Duolingo, and you have your results the next day. Then for one program is additionally pre-study internship is required. It's applied polymer engineering. And one important thing, for all our English bachelor programs, you have to know German as well, but on a very low level. It is A2 German level. And important to know that you have to know A2 German language only for international management if you apply for this program. For all other programs, you can apply without any knowledge of German, but you have to reach A2 level by the end of the first academic year at our university. So I will repeat once again. If you are interested in international management, you have to know English at B2 level and German at A2 level. So right when you apply, you have to upload these certificates. If you are interested in all other English taught programs, you can apply with only B2 level of English, but when you start studies, you have to learn German. For example, at our university, we also offer some German courses. It doesn't matter how you get into this level, but by the end of the second semester, you have to know language at the level A2. So if you take our German courses, you can get like A1 in the first semester and A2 by the end of the second semester. I hope this point is clear. Then, if you are interested in robotics or mechatronics, there is one additional requirement for these programs. It is SAT. You have to reach at least 1,050 points, or you can get Test AS. In this case, you have to choose engineering module, and you have to reach at least 100 points in engineering module and in core test. Now let's talk about how you get to the university exactly. So the first step is application via Uniersist. It's an organization in Berlin. Luckily, you can send the documents online. So now there is no need to send like papers, and you have to apply as soon as possible. Because usually they take 3 to 6 weeks to review your documents. At the same time, you apply at our university's portal, and you can do it sometimes. For some courses, the portal is open in April. For some courses, the portal is open in May, but it will close on the 15th of June. So this is an exception. At least last year it was like this. And it was a big disappointment for some students because they thought that the application deadline will be, as always, 15th of July. That's why you see it's in red, because you have to know the deadline. If you will miss the deadline, unfortunately, you cannot study at our university this year, and you have to wait 1 year more. So deadline is important. And for example, if you don't have your VPD from Uniersist, or you don't have your any certificate, language certificate, or anything, it doesn't matter. The registration must be by the 15th of June, and you can upload the missing documents later. So you can upload them in after the deadline. You can in June or in July, it doesn't matter. But the registration in our application portal must be by 15th of June. So I hope this is clear. I know that some Ukrainians live already in Germany, so they don't have any issues with visa or residence permit. But if you are in Ukraine, for example, or any other country, you might probably need a visa. And usually the German government requires a blocked account from you, Sperrkonto. And on this blocked account, you have to have 11,208 euros. This is your money. You will use it during the first year of education. This is the German government wants to be sure that you have your own money to live here, to pay your accommodation, your food, and everything. Or, for example, if you have Here some friends or relatives which have good income and they are ready to sign a guarantee, like financial guarantee for you. In this case, you don't need a blocked account. So there are only these two options. And for those who have 24th paragraph here, of course, they like you are allowed to live here, to work here, to study here. You don't need an additional account or financial guarantees. If you already live in Germany, you might know that accommodation situation is not very easy. It has always been very difficult in Bavaria, but now it's even more difficult. So as soon as you get your letter of admission, in this moment, you have to go to the website of Studentenwerk and apply for a room, because German universities do not have any like own accommodations, but there are like Studentenwerk and some other private institutions which provide student dorms. So it's your task to find accommodation. The university cannot help. The only thing what we can do for students, we like on our website, we put all information about accommodation, how to find, where to find, how it works, and so on. But students have to find accommodation by themselves. And the prices are now much higher. So one room can cost up to 500 euros now. The same thing is on the private market as well. But the conditions of living in Germany are very good. So you will live alone. You will not live like two people or more people in one room, because it's not allowed in Germany, and the rooms are fully equipped, at least if you apply for a room at Studentenwerk. And like everything is there. You just have to move in and live there. Besides, you have to be insured. So it costs for students 120 euros. And you cannot be a student without health insurance. There are some additional optional insurance, for example, third-party damage. It's very good insurance. I always recommend this insurance for all students because it doesn't cost much, but it will protect you. Some words about scholarship. Like usually international students do not get any state scholarship. But for Ukrainians, there is one exception. But addition, I will tell about it later. But like additionally, if you are, for example, from Bybits, you know this organization Bybits. It's a Bavarian organization, and if you are a DSD school graduate, so DSD school is a German school. So if you graduate from this school, and if you have good grades, if you have really good knowledge of German, you might get this scholarship. It's called motivation stipendien. You have to go to the website of Bybits, find it, apply for it, and if you will be selected, you will get 500 euros per month for the first year of your education. Some other scholarships are, for example, Deutschland Stipendium, but you can get only when you studied at least 2 semesters and get already some grades, because this scholarship depending on your achievements. And for master programs, the best scholarships are offered by DAAD. So you have to go to this website and check. Besides, they provide some other scholarships, not from DAAD, but they are listed on the website of DAAD. But as for me, the best search for funds is the website mystipendium.de. This is where you will find all kind of funds, all kind of scholarships. And so if you will spend some time there, if you will take a closer look at this website, you might definitely find some interesting scholarships. And if you will put enough effort into writing motivation letters and so on, it depends what is required, you have good chances to get a scholarship. BAföG, probably you've heard about it. This is the state scholarship. Usually it was offered only for Germans, but now it is also possible for Ukrainians because of the war, but only for those who are registered with 24th paragraph, only for those. And the amount of scholarship depends on many factors, so I cannot tell you how it will be. So maximum is 934 euros. The responsible organization is not the university, it's again Studentenwerk. And it takes a lot of time to apply for it because you have to gather a lot of documents, so the bureaucracy is very high. So as soon as you get your letter of admission, you should start the process. But there is one important thing which I have to mention here, because this scholarship, BAföG, it's only it's a gift, it's a scholarship, but only the half of the sum. Another half of the sum is a loan, and you have to give this money back as soon as you graduate and as soon as you find a job. But don't worry about it, because first of all, if you will have a position here in a German company, your salary will be good, and you can decide which amount of this salary you want to give back to BAföG. So you can, for example, say that you want to pay 100 euros per month. So it's not enough. You will not even mention it in your life, but at least you can finance your study with this scholarship. Living costs, well, they depend basically on your lifestyle and also on a place where you live. For example, if you live in Munich, you might know that that a room in Munich can already cost 900 euros. That's why, in this case, this officially 934 euros will not help you as information, because Munich is extremely expensive. If you live in some other places, this sum of money should be enough. So everything depends on the accommodation. If you live in a smaller place like Schweinfurt, even 700 euros might be enough for you if you have a cheap room, for example. Your obligatory costs are accommodation, health insurance, food. You have to wear something, so you have to buy clothes. You have some leisure activities and other expenses. You are allowed to work. So, for example, if you have this paragraph 24, then there is no limit. You can work as many hours, as many days as you would like. But if you have a residence permit or visa, you are allowed, and you are from non-European country like Ukraine, then you are allowed to work 140 days or 280 half days. If you work, for example, as an assistant at the university, then these days are not counting at all. Usually students work, and there is such a thing as, we call it basis. This is the sum of money where students and companies do not pay tax. That's why it's a good thing for both. And students get 538 euros per month. Or later, for example, if they will find a job in the second, third, fifth semester and so on, they can earn much more working in companies as working students, gaining gaining experience related to their studies. So it's very easy to find a job. To be honest, it has never been that easy to find a job as it is now. When I was a student many years ago, it was not very easy to find a job, and the salary was much lower, and so it was much difficult to find a job. Now the market is good, so you cannot tell me that you have an excuse you cannot find a job, because I will never believe it. Now Like if you do not have a job, it is only because you don't want to work. So this is the only reason. For international students, we offer orientation program because we know that international students, they always have a lot of difficulties due to cultural differences and so on, different systems of education. And that's why my colleague is offering orientation program. Usually it is online in June and in September. And they help with everything. She's providing like cultural training on German culture. She's providing a training how to study in Germany. She is organizing math courses for those who need some refreshment in their knowledge of math. So everything is offered, but to be honest, like what I notice, that many Ukrainians, they do not use these offers. I don't know why. Probably they have their reasons, but this is one of the reasons why they cannot finish their education, because they have a lot of problems and a lot of struggles. And like in Germany, if you want to graduate from the university, you have to be very disciplined, you have to be very careful, you have to be very organized, and you have to know what to do. And in order to know what to do, you have to take part in orientation program, because this is exactly the place where a professional is telling you what to do, how to do, when to do, and so on. That's why I want to emphasize that it's very important to participate in the programs which are offered by the university. We are not offering them because we have nothing to do, but because we know that it helps students to organize their life and study. So this offer is like before you start your studies, and then during the studies we have some different options for students. For example, they can visit companies, they can visit different cities with my colleagues, or some workshops. Usually the university pays for everything, or at least university pays like 50% of the costs. So for students it's very cheap. As I already mentioned, we offer German language courses, all levels. The prices are very different. Sometimes it is free of charge. Sometimes it is like around 300 euros per semester. It depends on like financial situation, if we get some funds or not. That's why sometimes students have to pay for it, sometimes not. And usually it is like in one semester you get one level. So if you come with 0, then in first semester you get A1, in the second A2, in the third B1, in the fourth semester B2. So if you start your education in English language and you want to find a good job afterwards, and that's why you take German courses, after fourth semester, like starting from the fifth semester, you reach B2 and you can start taking courses or subjects in German language. But as I mentioned, you don't have to. For example, if you don't want to stay in Germany, you just want to get an education and then go to another country, it's up to you. You can like completely study only in English language. Our university is very proud of its strategy of internationalization. We have more than 220 active partners around the world. They are in 59 countries. And we are very experienced in it. Like the majority of our students go for one semester abroad. When I was a student, I went for one semester to Spain. And it was very good experience because I could learn Spanish, I could learn another culture and meet people from different countries. So it's very important and it's very like interesting also. And usually even there are some scholarships for this semester abroad. It's not always, but sometimes. Like I didn't get any scholarship, but I know that students get scholarships. Like I know some Ukrainians, they went to United States, to Finland, to Japan, to Spain, to Switzerland, to Italy, Vienna, and so on. So students are very active now, and it is very appreciated by companies when you are looking for a job, because they want students who have different experiences, because like, you know, now all companies are very international, and you have to work with a lot of foreigners, and you have to adapt to the culture very quickly, to communication style, and to know the mentality and so on. So this is a true value, and our university offers this opportunity. Here you see the list how our students spend their spare time. So we offer university sport, museums, exhibitions. Many students travel a lot. We have wine festivals the whole summer in Würzburg. We also have a lot of musical festivals like Mozart Fest, Africa, Stramu, Honky Tonk, and so on, and some other festivals. So we have a lot of festivals. We don't have beer festival, but we have wine festivals. And in Würzburg and in Schweinfurt, there is also a beach bar, which is also a very nice place. And probably the last thing what I would like to tell you today is about perspective after the studies. So generally speaking, Germany is still the country with the lowest young unemployment in Europe. So a lot of young professional people from Italy, from Greece, from Spain, they're coming to Germany because here they can find a job. And after you graduate, you will get a visa to find a job for 1.5 years. Usually graduates from our university do not need that much time. Usually if you graduate, like you find a job within three months. But of course, it can be different depending on a study program. And while you are searching for a job with a visa for searching a job, you are also allowed to work as well, so you can finance yourself. Some interesting facts about Schweinfurt. Schweinfurt is a city with the highest job density in Germany, so there are more jobs than people. And it is also a place with the highest starting salaries for engineers in Germany. So nowhere in Germany you will find a better salary than in Schweinfurt for engineers. What our university is offering is practical education, because you have a lot of projects within your studies. You also have an obligatory semester for your internship. And most of our students, they write their bachelor thesis also in a company, because they get paid for it and because they get like also working experience. That's why it's very practical oriented. And so after you graduate, you know exactly what to do in the job, and not that you graduate and you have only like theoretical knowledge. And we also have free of charge career service in English language and in German language. This is the place where you get help in like how to write your CV in a correct way. I mean, in a correct way for Germany, or how to pass the job interview, or how like what is small talk, or what is business etiquette. Some things which are definitely required to find a good job. So this is a service for students. If you are interested, you can check our website. It is in 5 different languages. It is in German, in English, in Russian, in Turkish, and in Spanish. We also have Instagram, international THWS, or a Facebook page, THWS International. I work as a regional manager for Eastern Europe at this university. My office is in Würzburg. If you live in Bavaria and you would like to come to my office, you are free to do so, but you have to do an appointment, because some days we work at home, some days we work in the office. or you can call me or write me an email with your questions. We also have in Russian language two groups. One is in Facebook, Студенты THWS, or Telegram, also the same name. And now I would like to thank you for your attention and answer your questions. I will now start. So I have to do something, but I don't know. Just give me 1 sec. I will find where are the questions. No. Okay. Which master programs are paid? Like all MBA programs are paid, and there are some additional. They are very specific, like psychology. Okay, so psychology or some like there are a few of them. When you visit our website and you read the description about the study program, it's always said it is free of charge, or it is not a free program. But as I said, all MBA program, and there are only few programs. They are for people who already have an occupation, so they work and they want to like to get a master program. So for them, the education is not free. All other programs are free of charge. What is the requirement TOEFL score for admission to your university? It is 6.0. Які курси можна проходити виключно англійською? I showed you during my presentation all the study courses which are offered completely in English language. Probably you missed this information, so I'll repeat. It is business and engineering, logistics, mechatronics, robotics, applied mathematics, international management, and applied polymer engineering. And next year, maybe 1 or 2 programs will be offered as well. Which documents must be uploaded necessarily until deadline? Well, until deadline, you have to register. So only registration, for example, you can upload your passport. Like this will be, or if you have already your English certificate or German certificate uploaded. So everything what you can upload, but all other documents can be like uploaded after the deadline. The most important thing is registration, so that it's technically there is a place for you there. Otherwise, after the deadline, the application portal will be closed and you will just not be able to register anymore. So this is the reason. Can you say again about insurance you recommend, where to obtain it? In German, it's called Haftpflichtversicherung. It is insurance which protect you, for example, if you will make any damage to a third party. For example, you go somewhere and then you take somebody's phone, for example, or laptop or something, and you break it. So usually you have to compensate it. So you have to pay, like if the mobile phone costs 2,000 euros, in this case, you have to give to this person 2,000 euros. And if you have this insurance, the insurance will pay for you. And it costs depends on the company, but it can start from 50 euros or 100 euros per year. So it's not very, I personally have this insurance, and I always recommend to have this insurance, because if you will damage by chance somebody's property, it can cost millions, and then you will have huge problems. Are there tandem days for getting to know the university? How can we register for these days? Well, to know the university, it's not the tandem days. It's like it has a different name. It is in I guess in March next year. Like you can visit our website or Google it, like let's say in February, and you will find then the information about this opening days in March. Usually they are March or beginning of April, but usually the end of March. And you can visit the campus. There will be organized groups to see all the campuses, because it's not one building. There are many of them in Würzburg, many of them in Schweinfurt. And it's everything organized. Or, for example, if you cannot come, then you can participate online. You can talk to professors. You can talk to students, and so on. So it is in March usually, and you can register like on the website where you find this information about it. There will be a possibility to register for it. What are the specific admission requirements for students from Ukraine applying for a PhD? We do not offer PhD. That's why. Sorry. Which courses are taught entirely in English? We talked about it. Does the university offer preparatory courses? Well, there is one. We offer like intensive courses of English and intensive courses of German, and they're usually in August, and the registration deadline is usually like the middle of July or something like this. So if you have to have already level B1, so like it's not possible to get like A2 or B1. We only offer level B2 intensively if you have level B1. Does the university provide support for students who want to pursue a PhD after completing their master program? Well, I know that the opportunity to get PhD at our university is very limited. It is always in combination with a classical university, so traditional university, and you have to talk to the professors. Only if you talk to them and they will offer you an opportunity, then yes, you can do it. So everything depends on a professor. I know some PhD students at our university, even officially, you will never find information about like that we offer PhD. So it's a very close relationship between professor and student who graduated at our university, like from master program. So it's not very easy. How is the sustainable energy systems course taught, and is there collaboration with local companies in this field? To be honest, I don't know anything about this program. It's a new one. If you want to get answer to this question, you have to contact a professor who is mentioned as a contact person for this program, and only he can answer you this specific question. Are there support programs for students seeking part-time work during their studies? No, students are considered to be adults in Germany, and all students have to find like accommodation, get health insurance, part-time job, scholarship, like everything by themselves. We can only provide information on our website. For example, we have on our website a portal where you can find jobs. Like and then you see all the opportunities, and then you can apply. But we do not support you by writing your CV or something, or offering you some jobs. As I said, we have a career service where you can attend as a student, and then you will learn how to write CV. So this kind of support we offer. But we I cannot, for example, take time and then meet with you and ask you, okay, which kind of job would you like? Now I will look for you or something like this. So this kind of service we do not provide. How does the process of selecting a thesis topic work? And is there an opportunity to work on real cases? Well, it's the same in all universities. You have a chance or choice to write on a theoretical topic, or you can find yourself, again, yourself. You can find a company which is offering a topic. And if you will be selected for this topic, then you can start to work at this company and to write your bachelor or master thesis. And you have to choose a professor by yourself, and then you discuss this topic with the professor. For example, when I studied, of course, during your studies, you already understand which professors you like, which professors you do not like. And it's a normal process that you make an appointment with different professors, and you go there to this appointment and you discuss with them what are the requirements and so on. I remember at my university there was a Ukrainian professor, and after I heard your requirements for the bachelor thesis, I decided not to to write my thesis with her. And then I went to some appointments with other German professors, and then I decided on one professor, and I was working as a student in one company, and I offered them to write my bachelor thesis for their company. I offered them a topic because I knew their needs, and they agreed on it. And then I talked to the professor. He said yes, okay, I'll write. And then I start to write my thesis. So the way is, and the process is always different, but you have to know that you can choose your topic, you can choose the company, you can choose the professor. So everything you choose yourself. What student discount programs are available for visiting museums, theater, and other cultural events in Würzburg and Schweinfurt? I would say the regular discounts. I'm not very much aware of the discounts, but all students in Germany have the same discounts. So some students, some museums will offer to all students 10% discount, some 50% discount. So it depends on a museum or on theater and so on. For example, if you go to a canteen as a student, you will see 3 different prices, and the price for student will be always the cheapest one. Then there is a price for working people, and then a price for guests. So the price for students is always very, very low. What is the average cost of living in Würzburg and in Schweinfurt for students? Well, it depends how much how much you spend on your accommodation. If you are very lucky and you will find a cheap room, which is offered by Studentwerk, for example, your room will cost only 250, then you are a very lucky guy, and your cost of living will be not very high. But if your room will cost 600 euros, which is also possible now, then of course it will be much higher. Also depends how much money you spend on food. If you will eat, if you will cook some delicious meal and buy a lot of eco meat or something like this, or if you smoke, for example, so this will increase your average cost, and that's why it's very difficult to know. In average, it is 900 euros, but it depends on so many factors. What dining options are available for students on campus? And are there students' cafeterias? Well, we have a lot of different campuses, so many different buildings. In some buildings, there is a cafeteria inside. It's canteen, mensa. In some buildings, there is nothing. In some buildings, small cafes. So it depends where you study. But anyway, you can reach a canteen within like 10 minutes. Can you show us again or send us your email on which we can write a letter to you? I will write it in chat after the presentation, all right? Or it's natalia.kudelia@thws.de. Is it possible to enroll after the 12th grade of the fourth school after 12th classes of 30-year gymnasium in Germany? Well, it's a tricky question because I don't know exactly which kind of certificate you will get. Usually if it's fourth, you can study at the university, you are eligible, but I don't know exactly, so I cannot guarantee you. You have to talk to your fourth school and ask if you have Hochschulreife. So if you have it, then yes, you are eligible to study at the University of Applied Sciences in this specific field which you have chosen. So you cannot change. For example, if it's in economics, you cannot now change to design or something. So it must be the same field. But usually fourth allows you to enter the university. But please ask which kind of certificate you will get, and if it has like this German enter qualification, so this Hochschulreife. And now I'm going to chat and I will write my email for those who asked. And it was the last question, so if you have any other questions, please ask. If not, then we finish. So I wrote my emails. I don't see any other questions, so thank you for your attention. I hope everything was clear to you and hope to see some of you at our university next year. Thank you.
All right, Natalia, thank you too for answering all of the questions in the presentation. Також дякую всім, хто був з нами, за ваші питання, вашу увагу та ваш інтерес. Бажаю всім успіхів у вступі і всього найкращого. As well as for Natalia, wish you all the best. Always nice to see you in our fairs. So hope to see you next time too.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best and goodbye.